So this first question goes to Mr. Les Brown, and then we're going to throw it to Mr. Matt Sapala. Mr. Brown, you've had to overcome so many different challenges in your life as a father, a husband, someone who's gone through divorce, someone who's lost their job, someone who's faced so many obstacles. And you could have easily given into excuses. You could have easily bought into all of the self-imposed limiting talk that so many people find themselves up against. Where did you get the will to? I hear you talk about willingness. Where did you get the will to continue to overcome, stay focused on your dreams and your goals, and to make things happen? For those that are listening that are in that place right now.
I'm so glad you asked that question. One of my favorite books is Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl. And he said he was in the Nazi German concentration camps. He said the Jews that survived the inexpressible cruelties of Nazism had some power greater than themselves that they believed in, or some movement that they bought into, or some family member that they were determined to see again. And what it boiled down to, he said, if you know the why for living, you can endure almost anyhow. If you got a reason that drives you. My reason was I had made a commitment. I was going to buy my mother a home. And nothing was going to turn me around. I was going to make that happen. That was not some wish. My brothers and sisters, they didn't share it. They thought I was crazy. But that became my reason for being. I faced a lot of rejections. And I just saw it as a part of the process, that you have to roll with the punches. Because I was in this place where Paul Robeson, who said, "Here I stand, for I can do no other." And I was determined that I was going to find a way through speaking to earn enough money that I'd be available to my mother to take care of her, who was suffering from breast cancer. I promised her when I was a kid, I said, "You'll never go into a nursing home." She used to work in nursing homes, and she always said she never wanted to go into a nursing home. I said, "I promise you, that will not be your destiny." And when my sister called me and said, "Leslie, are you sitting down?" I asked, "What's wrong with Mama?" I just got reelected to the Ohio legislature, and they had appointed me to the chairmanship of the Education Committee and the Human Resource Committee. And she said, "Mama has breast cancer." I said, "I'll be there tomorrow." She said, "But you just got elected." I said, "Listen to me. I enjoy politics, but I love Mama, and I promised her I'll be there." And she said, "Leslie, they have a lot of good nursing homes in Dade County." I said, "Please, don't touch her. I'll be there tomorrow." I caught a plane the next morning, and I'll never forget ringing the doorbell. And a friend of hers, named Miss Mildred, was there. And she came to the door and she said, "Oh my God, Mamie, Leslie's here." And I could hear my mother say, "I knew he would come." I knew he would come. "Mildred, unpack those boxes. He's here." I knew he would come. You have to have something that drives you when others give up and surrender and throw in the towel. Something that can cause you to reach a place within yourself where you say, "I don't feel nowhere's tired. I'm gonna get it done." that makes you unstoppable. I was there. I took care of her until she left here, brought her home. Got to find something that pulls you into the future. There's a stand that you decide to take with your life.
And Matt Zapala, like Mr. Brown, you went through some challenges. You've been very transparent, talking about being a husband, a father, and then a single father within a very short period of time. And many people that are dealing with children will often use the children as an excuse as to why they can't get things done and do the work that's required to provide. So you coming from the military, not having any experience with generating significant life-changing income, where did you get the will to say, yes, I'm going to get this done, even though I have kids that I'm responsible for as a single parent? I got to figure it out. Where's that will to come from?
Came from my parents. Came from my parents immigrating here from the Philippines, and just hearing stories about what it took for my mother to get her first job as a nurse at a hospital, $600 a month as a nurse. And then my father coming here because he was a tour guide in the Philippines, and he just basically sold himself on a free airplane ride in America and get himself into Indiana University. And I thought to myself that every generation has its great decision. And I felt my decision said, you know what? I've got this gift of entrepreneurship. I got this gift of an insurance license. I have no college degree. I have no other alternatives. And I get these 3 miles looking at me, and they're looking for me to come home and provide a home and activities and cheerleading and martial arts and all that, football and all this stuff that any other kid would want to enjoy. But I knew I couldn't depend on anybody else, because as a single father, I had to do all that. I had to put myself in a position where I had no other options but to. Because what was my alternative? My alternative was to have the other party in the life and not have control or the access that I'm able to provide myself, having to divvy up decisions. And as a single parent, you have to make those decisions twice, 3 times as hard, because there is no other financial assistance from the other side. I mean, I was one of those weird single fathers where I actually had custody of my kids. And if I'm looking at them and they're expecting everything from me and they didn't expect to be here, my decision with them was, listen, you don't owe me anything, I owe you everything. At least at the very extent of showing you an example of what to do during tough times and showing you and giving you a work ethic. And so when I'm looking at this and I decided to put a flag in the ground, I want to be able to say, I want my kids to say, you know what, I may not agree with everything that Daddy did, but man, I respect him. I respect his hustle, I respect the grind. And I found that the older they've become, the smarter I've become to them. And so we may not have times when they were teenagers or in their late teens and early 20s, but now as it's starting to get older, now they're starting understanding the perspective of where I came from. So that was the future self I was talking about. What would these kids say? They may not agree with me, but man, my dad is somebody I want to follow. His footsteps may not be necessarily, or his career may not be the career, but man, I want to follow the way he went about business, the way he went about making decisions in his life. And I want to be able to them to say, my daddy gave me a great last name. Now it's up for me not to screw it up.
Last night we did our Hungry to Speech training we do on Thursday nights. What I shared with people, how you can have a story or you don't have to have a story. How the best speakers are the best listeners. And so I listen very deeply. And some of you have seen me take someone's story. I will ask, can I take a swing at it? And they say, yes. And so, and then I do a piece with it and they say, how you do that? Well, this is something that I love. And so I'm always listening. So the best speakers listen not just with their ears and not being judgmental, but listen with their hearts and what touched them. So I'm going to give you an example, and this is something that coaches and salespeople and multi-level marketing people and speakers and just business people should use as a strategy to learn how to become more effective and think on your feet. And if you're called upon to give a presentation, listen closely when you're in meetings and sitting and taking notes, that if something that it's touched you, then you can use that. So I'm going to give you an example. Last night, one of our members in Hungry to Speak, one of the speakers said last night, God's up to some amazing stuff. God's up to some amazing stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, as you look at yourself, look at your goals and dreams. As we look at all that's going on in the midst of the pandemic, in and out of it, here's what we know. God is up to some amazing stuff with your life. Because in this thing called life, it's about growth. This thing called life, it's about handling and transforming ourselves to accommodate the disruptions of life. This thing by life and where we are right now, it's full of distractions. And so as you look at yourself, look at your goals and dreams. What's most important is just keep focused and allowing yourself to be fueled by your faith. My son John Leslie said that your faith is a down payment on your future. Come on, somebody. Yes, your faith is a down payment on your future. Focus on your faith, not your problems. Focus on your faith, not your bills. Focus on keeping yourself strong, living yourself and living from the inside out. Because the problems and challenges, they will always be there. Dimples was right when he had that song. If it ain't one thing, it's another. That's absolutely true. If it ain't one thing, it's another. That's a part of life. And so here's something else. Not only do you want to stay focused, keep this in mind. Good quote, good wisdom impacted in this quote. When things go wrong, don't go with them. Hello? When things go wrong, don't go with them. I'm at the airport. I'm waiting to pick somebody up. And you all, if you travel, you've seen a guy out there telling people to circle. And I was circling perhaps my 7th time, my 8th time, and he was getting on my last nerve. You know why he got on my last nerve? Because there was a young lady there that he was rapping to and trying to get a date with properly, and she didn't have to move. So I pulled right up behind her. And he said, hey, keep moving. I said, no, buddy. When she goes, I go. And I got out of my car and told him. I said, hey, I don't have any problem with you rapping to this lady here, but don't let me run all my gas out while you here trying to get your game on. And so he called for backup. I said, you can call anybody you want to call. Okay. And fortunately, you know, God looks out for babies and fools. The lady walked out. She said, Mr. Brown? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, trouble is easy to get into and hard to get out of. Get back in your car and circle. I said, yes, ma'am. It's, you know, it's good to have someone that can disrupt your thinking, that can check you on your stuff. And what she was reminding me of, nobody knows him. And I'm up here arguing with this guy. He's got backup. And when they come, guess who they're going to put in handcuffs? Les Brown. And they don't know that chump. I'm getting mad thinking about it right now. Come on, Tyrone. I ought to send you up there because Tyrone, Tyrone's got a black belt in karate. Okay, Tyrone, it's all right. It's all right. Calm down. Yeah. He said, he shouldn't do you like that. I know. He didn't need to know that you just Mamie Brown's baby boy. I know. Calm down, Tyrone. Just jump up and down doing flips right now. So at any rate, there are things that's going to happen. Sometimes people will snap on you. I'm on the elevator at Emory Hospital, and they clearly, you know, that you can only have 4 people on there at a time. And then this guy going to run and jump on there to be the 5th person. I said, excuse me, sir. You see these spots here? This is 1 there, 2, 3, 4. You're not supposed to be in the middle of us. We don't know you. He looked at us and waved his hand. And I'm looking at him. And I'm saying to myself, you about to make me lose my mind. Up in here. And he's one of those people that aggravate me, who wear their mask beneath their nose. That's beneath their nose. Then he had to sneeze, and he pulls me. Now, there was a time when people sneeze, you would say, God bless you. But now, let me get to but I'm on the elevator. I can't get off. I said, hey, homie. I said, listen to me. You don't know me like that. I don't need to be in here breathing your sneeze. You better pull that up. Do you hear me? And he pulled it up real quick. Because I was about to give him a touch-up up in there, So, in this place where we are, it's a special time. What are the talents? What are the abilities? What are the skills? What are the ideas that you can be working on right now in and out of the pandemic that can change your life? See, a lot of people are caught up in the distractions. A lot of people spend all kind of TV time and internet time watching old fights and sporting events. But this is no time to be a fan. This is no time to be a spectator. Listen to me. Listen to me. You have something special. You have greatness in you. And I believe that we all have built-in greatness. But most people don't take the time to focus, to put in the effort and the time to develop that greatness, to discover that greatness. I'm going through an experience right now. I'm reeling. Here I am, 76. God is full of surprises. And I just laid eyes on my birth mother and father who were born in Gainesville, Georgia. Just laid eyes on them, saw the picture. And I met two brothers I have that I did not know, and a sister. And when we met, we were looking at each other, and they all said, and I can hear them, he acts just like Mama. My birth mother was Dorothy Bell Rucker, and her mother, my grandmother, Beulah Rucker. They have the Rucker Museum. And they both were motivational speakers. Come on now. And people say, well, it's in his DNA. What about my three brothers? Know the difference? I focused on this. I developed this. I spent time doing this. See, we all have built-in greatness. And if you don't focus, if you don't put in the effort, if you don't work it, it doesn't work if you don't work it. And they have chosen their path, and that's wonderful. And I say to you, when I was spending a day with Maya Angelou, she said, it aggravates me when people say that I'm a natural communicator. Show me a natural heart surgeon. They are trained. And she's right. This time where we are, God is up to some amazing stuff. This time where we are, there's a reckoning going on. This time where we are, things are being exposed. The sheet, the curtain is being pulled back. This time where we are, we're seeing the rawness and the realness of where we are and what we've been dealing with. And it's going to take everything in you. You got to be hungry. It's going to take everything in you. Take no prisoners. So this place, God is up to some amazing stuff. And if you have this kind of mindset, that you are a miracle child, there are things that God is going to do through you, for you, as you. And have this mindset. Even if you don't have two pennies to rub together, have this mindset. Even if you're going through foreclosure, I've been through that. Even if you've had your car repossessed, they repossessed my car at my cousin's house and his car at my house. You know, I learned a long time ago, to get back on your feet, all you have to do is miss 3 car payments. Oh, be behave. Hello? So listen, all that, it doesn't mean anything. What matters most, not what happens to you, but what happens in you. I was talking to Vanny last night, and sometimes you think you've gone through some stuff and you hear other people's story. You say, you know what? I'm good. Vanny talked last night, and she talked about a family moving here from her country. And they used to get up at night with flashlights and look for night crawlers. I say, night crawlers? Worms. Look for worms for several hours and put them in a can and sell them for $10 a can for people to go fishing for bait. Night crawl. 5 years. Over 8 people packed in one room in pursuit of a dream, in pursuit of a better life. And she said something that was major last night. She says, do what you have to do. Do what you have to do to reach your goal, to reach your dream, to change your life. Do what you have to do. And see, a lot of people don't want to do what they have to do. You know what they don't want to do? They don't want to work, so they prefer to suffer. Commit thy works, that's internal work, and external. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. See, you are more than a conqueror. I'm having a hot flash right now. Oh, behave. I call it a power surge. Come on, Mickey Mouse, help me out. You know Mickey Mouse. I'm sorry to tell you this. Got my little Mickey Mouse band. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I want you to know Tyrone don't like you. Why are you so happy? As Orrin Hudson would say, it's the best day of my life, and yours too. How could you say that? Because you're not taking a dirt nap. If you don't think it's the best day of your life, try missing one. Hello? So, when you focus on the possibilities, when you focus and put your energy on working on finding a solution, on knowing that this too shall pass, when you focus, as Willie Jolly would say, a setback is a setup for a comeback. You have comeback power. When you focus, you activate angels in your behalf that will open doors you did not see. You have something special. You have greatness in you. Yes, you do. And your circumstances, your situation, that does not determine it. That's why we are told, judge not according to appearances. There is mind sight and there is eyesight. People who judge with eyesight, who judge based upon what they see, but people who have mind sight, they call forth those things that be not. They live out of their imagination and not their history. They call forth those things that be not, as though they were. Oh, that's why my son John Leslie said, your faith is a down payment on your future. And that's why Adam Clayton Powell, former congressman out of New York, said, keep the faith, baby. Keep the faith, even as things are going on right now, with all the divisiveness, with all the confusion, with all the lies. Keep the faith, baby, and social distancing. Keep the faith, baby. You were born for greatness. You have built-in greatness. Keep the faith, baby. As one person said, in life, you'll always be faced with a series of God-ordained opportunities, brilliantly disguised as problems and challenges. Oh, keep the faith. You were born to do great things. I couldn't help but think about what she had to go through and what she had to do to be able to be focused, to overcome what she had to overcome, to do that and activate that passion that she had within herself to learn. An article read in the newspaper, she had a hunger to learn. My book is entitled, You Gotta Be Hungry. It's a different space. It's no time to waste time. Life ain't playing with us. This pandemic isn't. And so this widespread insanity that's going on right now, I don't know where you align with what you want to do in terms of your life and your goals and your dreams. But I say what Dr. Miles Monroe said, live full, die empty, keep social distancing, do the things you need to do to stay alive, listen to the scientists and not people who become internet scientists or Google scientists. Listen to the real scientists and make decisions that will keep you and your family safe. That's what's most important right now. And not just be consumed by the distractions that are going on. Life will always be full of distractions. Dimple said, if it ain't one thing, it's another. I said, if it ain't one thing, it's 12 others. And so during the adversities of where we are and what we are facing, you want to have some things that you're doing that will give you the tools, the mindset, the mental resolve to handle whatever life throws at you. Why, Les? Because whatever life throws at you, you have in you. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. You have in you to handle it. You have built-in greatness. You have built-in power, authority, and dominion to handle whatever life throws at you. And life is going to be throwing a lot of stuff. Nobody's going to be spared. That's why Viktor Frankl called it unavoidable suffering. But suffering is a choice. You have a choice because you can suffer or you can choose to do whatever you need to do to liberate yourself, whatever you need to do to reinvent yourself, whatever you need to do to get the help that you need to overcome whatever you are stuck in right now. It does not have to be your residency. And finding peace. Make that a priority. People talk about goals and dreams. You know how many people have achieved their goals of earning a lot of money, of becoming celebrities in a miserable? Look here, I've lived that life. And it's important to get still and find out what is it I need to do to find some peace in the midst of all the stuff that's going on. And take care of you. Stuff's happening to people all around you. Take care of you. It makes sense what Iyanla said. Give to yourself until your cup runneth over, and then give to others from the overflow. This is a time to be selfish. Did he say that? Yes. You can give so much you deplete yourself. I had to learn to give to me. I had to look at my life and all the things that I was looking at, all the things that I allowed to create stress in my life, they did not belong to me. They didn't belong to me. I took them off. And I made a conscious, deliberate, determined effort. I don't want this anymore. No. I'm getting this off me. Because life has no duplicate. We're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to live a happy, healthy, prosperous life. And you can't be happy. And you can't live a prosperous life and a successful life if you allow yourself to be burdened with other people's things. Give to yourself until your cup runneth over, and then give to others from the overflow. And I had to learn to do that. I had to look, because sometimes you can be so busy taking care of other people's business and you realize, wait a minute, this is not my stuff. Why did I take this on? And let me serve notice to you. The people that have been using you, they're going to get angry because they want you to be distracted and do what they want you to do and do the work that they're supposed to be doing. See, here's what I know. When people get sick and tired of being sick and tired, they'll do something about their situation. That's what I know. During even this place where we're, just imagine, it makes a powerful statement about what's going on right now. Kanye West had a stadium, 20,000 people per set, paid for a listening party. During the pandemic, people showed up, crowded, some with masks, some without masks, to listen. Woo! 40,000. Let me tell you something. If we had an announcement saying, if you have goals and dreams, we're going to have an event and all it will cost you is $97 or $100, same money you gave Kanye for him to walk across the stage with a stocking cap over his face to listen to music. Now you can listen to something that can change your life. The same group of people, will they show up? No. In 7 different languages. No, 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 no. Whoa. Jesus said, all power is in my hands. Oh, by the way, the poor will always be among you. Wow. Remember what Reverend I said? The best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them. And sometimes we get so caught up emotionally. And what I realize and what's important is you can't help people who won't help themselves because your help will be temporary. Everything that you do must be sustained. That's why Frederick Douglass said, now I understood what he said. Why help a man stand to his feet if he doesn't have enough gumption to lock his knees, if he does not have the consciousness and responsibility to lock his knees? When you let him go, his head is going to hit the pavement. I can't tell you the number of people I got jobs when I was a state legislator, and they lost a job. They got paid on Friday and wouldn't show up on Monday. Have you ever helped somebody and they did nothing with it? Did absolutely nothing with it. I'm overcoming being a slow learner. Have one of my granddaughters. I poured into her and all that I did. She said, thank you. Did she say thank you? I don't remember. But let's say, I'll give a benefit of the doubt. Thank you, Grandpa. Place I took out of, she went right back. The school that I paid for, the degree that I helped her to get, not even using it, doing something else. All that time, all that energy, all that work that I put in. Look, I'm 77. They should be given to me. See, your children should do more than what you've done. I did more than what Mamie Brown did, or Dorothy Bell, my birth mother. Your children are to earn more money than you because they stand on your shoulders, and what you have done with your life and what they do with their lives, they should go further. That has not happened in this generation. One of my kids told me, I asked him for some ideas. Oh, I'm not going to give you no ideas because you don't listen to your children. Duh, I don't listen to broke people. Look here. No. Are you kidding me? You need to be listening to me. Oh, you need to be listening to me. And one of my kids said, oh, you act like your kids. Oh, you said, no. I'm just exploring how we can do some things together. Okay, that's fine. I am so glad that I have my health, that I'm in my right mind, that I'm taking responsibility to stay in good health so I'm not depending upon somebody to wipe my behind. I'm going to be in good shape. So if they start having some flashback, you remember when you beat me for nothing? Excuse me? Well, I told you I didn't do that. And they start looking at me crazy. And I'm laid up somewhere and can't get up and run. I said, you know what? I thought about it when somebody asked you get older, who's going to wipe your behind? You want to push back that time. You want to take care of yourself. I got up, I started doing some yoga and qigong, and I've been doing all kind of exercise up in here because my goal is not to be a burden to anybody. We can't help getting older, but we don't have to get old. Life ain't playing with us. Old man time is not playing. I was going up the steps and I heard this click in my right knee. I said, oh my goodness, what is that? That knee said, I'm 77. That's what that is. I'm 77. When you get 77, I begin to crack. Oh my goodness. So take your time, buddy. I ain't playing with you. And ladies and gentlemen, some of you can hear me. The majority don't even want to hear it. Gone someplace else. Good. Let me share something with you. Take life seriously. Life has no duplicate. Decide as you look at your life, as you determine what is it that the next greatest version of myself, what does that look like? What is it I need to do? We have an expiration date. We can push it behind us if we want to. We can push it out of our minds and think we have forever to deal with other stuff and say to old man time, hey, listen, wait just a minute. Les Brown's got some stuff he's dealing with his children or his grandchildren or his baby mama drama and all kind of other stuff. Just wait just a minute. And then we'll start the clock again. No. You got to be present in mind. You have to monitor and manage the priorities in your life. Guess what number one is? Your state of mind. Having peace of mind. Having your health. If you don't have your health, you can do nothing. It's cute to say, oh, your health is your wealth. Absolutely. But we run past that. Having the discipline. Having a routine. Having a strategy that says, I want to be here. One of the goals I have, that I wake up every day to get off the medication they put me on. The Cancer Centers of America. At no time, any of these doctors I've seen, whether it's at Cleveland Clinic or Cancer Centers of America, anywhere I've been, saying, look here, here's a strategy. These are the pills that we prescribe for you, but here's a strategy that can help you get off these pills. Has anybody told you how to get off the pills, Les? No. Are you upset about that? No. Why? Because I know the pills pay the bills. This is a partnership. And I'm the lead partner. And I do my research. And I'm going to do what I need to do. In spite of them injecting me with steroids, this is not my destiny. No. I'm getting off this. I'm losing this weight. No, I'm reversing this type 2 diabetes. I'm going to fight. So I'm not popping pills all night. And I ask them questions. Is this addictive? Oh, yes. Oh, don't give me that. Guess what they did? They put it in prescription. So when I went to Walgreens, I asked the question. Here's what I'm here for. And I asked them, that particular pill that you just mentioned, is it addictive? They said, yes. I don't want that. You can keep that. Give me the other ones. Look at those. Are they addictive? Any of those addictive? No? Fantastic. Yeah, I'm Marcus Welby. I'm playing doctor myself. I know what it is to be addicted to pills. Oh, first time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. I ain't playing with you. Life ain't playing with us. You have something special. You have greatness in you. I know that with everything in me, when I was sitting on the porch in Gainesville, Georgia, at the house that my mother built with a saw and a hammer, and I look at the work that she has done, that I'm here because of God's grace and mercy. I remember when I almost drowned. I just remembered this morning at a pool at Dixie Park in Miami. And how did you get saved? Because the lifeguard didn't see me. I was swallowing a lot of water, and I was kicking and radical movement, and my foot went into an opening on the side of the wall of a pool where there was not a light. And I pushed myself up and screamed, and the lifeguard jumped in and saved me. Of all the places in that pool, at one place where I was, there was an opening where there was a light bulb that had burnt out. From that day to this day, I have never seen a pool that had an opening where a light bulb was supposed to be in there, and it wasn't. God made the arrangement. He knew in advance one of my children would be in there. Somebody will push him in the pool, and when he starts kicking, trying to get some help, his foot is going to land in that blessing, that opening that he created for me. What openings has God created for you that you have not recognized, that you take for granted? You think you're here because you're so smart, Les Brown? No, I'm here because of God's grace and mercy. And I can't help it. I'm here for him. He's spared me so many times. I've had 2 guns drawn on me, and one guy pulled the trigger and it got stuck, and it didn't go off. I'm here. I was at a red light that changed, and I heard this voice said, "Don't move," and somebody ran the light. I'm here because of God's grace and mercy. My message to you, we're here for God. I'm not a religious person. We're here for God. Life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. I'm coming for you right now. And I don't want you to be so distracted about everything that's going on right now. No. You have greatness in you. You have built-in greatness. You are made in the likeness and image of God. No, don't buy into this foolishness. You are born and said, you are made in the likeness and image of God. Sin means in the Aramaic language, falling short of the mark. You are made in the likeness and image of God. You have built-in greatness. You have authority and dominion and the power in you to handle whatever life throws in your direction. You got it like that. And what's important is to know that your life has meaning. What's important is to know that you're on a mission. What's important is to live life with a sense of urgency. What's important? That we have a limited time of being here. What's important? That we must keep it moving. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Do what you can do, and God will do what you can't do. Les, I've done everything I can. Good, ask for some help. Not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. And ask for help, and don't stop until you get it. You're no wimp. You're no punk. No. You You're made in the likeness and image of God. You've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. You have built-in power at any moment to take your life in a different direction. All of us have defining moments. I remember when I was fired from radio, I thought that was all that I can do. I was good at that. Well, that was all that I worked on. I had more in me. Helen Keller said, when one door closes, another door opens, but most of us spend so much time being depressed, being angry about the closed door, we don't see the open door. If you've lost a job, you haven't lost a job. If a job has been removed from your life, guess why? They had to make room for you to become an entrepreneur, for you to learn how to sit in front of a computer and learn something now that you don't know. You now have to live your life in such a way that you want to learn something today that you didn't know yesterday. If you're not willing to learn, nobody can help you. But if you're willing to learn, you can help yourself. No one can stop you. People are doing it every day, making money left and right. More millionaires are being created during the pandemic. And after the pandemic, the money has not left the planet. Just the people who are hungry. People that are hungry are focused. People who are hungry are looking for ways to win in spite of the adversities. People that are hungry refuse to give up. People that are hungry operate under the philosophy of life knocks you down. Try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Got comeback power, as Willie Jolly would say. I ain't playing with you. I'm coming for you, because our children are watching us. They're watching us. And many of them are not looking at good role models. That's why the suicide rate among young girls 12 to 17 has increased 51%. Are you kidding me? People dying to get here and people living here committing suicide. Come on now. People get here, can't speak the language, have a 3 to 4 greater chance of buying a home and having their own business than people who've been here. People who can't speak the language have a 4-time greater chance of owning their own home and creating their own business. There's something wrong with that. Why? Because we've gotten comfortable. That's why Brian Tracy said, your comfort zone is your danger zone. They don't come here to watch Netflix or any other kind of flick or a listening party. No, they're hungry. And you must be hungry too for a better life. You must be hungry too to say, no, this is not going to get the best of me. Sometimes in life, you have to put your foot down where you say, no. When I heard the rats in the house where I moved my mother out of, and they were playing bid whist and talking to each other, then they're talking about, you know what? I'm so glad Mamie back. I don't know what to do. I'd be glad when she baked one of those sweet potato pies. I'm listening to them. Are they talking about my mama? Boy, that Mamie, she can bake a sweet potato pie. I'm telling you. They're talking about my mama. The rats in the wall. And they have imported roaches in Miami from Atlanta. Roaches that's so big they fly like pigeons and eagles. And roaches where you spray them and they snatch the black flag out of your hand and start spraying you. But here's the kicker. I saw a roach the other day. I got some black flag and start spraying him. And guess what he did? He snatched it out of my hand, but he also had something else in the other hand. I'm looking, it was some Lysol. He sprayed me with the Lysol before he sprayed me with the black flag. He didn't want me to infect him with the virus. That ain't right. Woo! Oh my God. They talk about a shortage of chicken wings. Why can't we have a shortage of flying roaches here? Woo! They talk about a shortage of chickens. Are you kidding me? let me my medication wearing off. Let me leave this with you. You're listening to me because you and I are cut from the same cloth. We're branches of the same tree. You have something special. You have greatness in you. God had a lot of choices. You and I, we were created out of 400 million sperm. We were chosen. God had a lot of choices. For us to be here at this point in time, we were made for this point in time in history. A reckoning is going on. All hands on deck. Evil prevails when good men and women do nothing. All hands on deck. There are three kinds of people: those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who don't know what happened. You are here to make things happen. Life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. What gift are you creating? What are you doing? We need you. We need you to be, as Sandra Brown would say, from trust up. We need you to be visible. We need you to be vocal. We need you to be engaged in this thing called life. Our children need you. Our children's children need you. Good man and woman leaves a legacy for their children and their children's children. But we don't want to just leave a legacy. A legacy is how you will be remembered. We want to build a dynasty, as my son John Leslie would say. A dynasty is something that as you build it, you won't be forgotten. Wow. As Tola would say. If you can feel me, if you know what I'm talking about, that you realize that this is a different space, and that if we're going to make it in and out of the pandemic, we must bring a different kind of energy, a different kind of commitment, and passion, and drive to create a life that we can be proud of. Life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. Yeah. This thing called life. What a mighty God we serve. Angels stand before him. Heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. I hope you've enjoyed what I've shared as I was rocking in a rocking chair on this porch in this house that my mother built. I bet she never thought about one day the son that she had in Miami, Florida, with his twin brother, will find his way to Gainesville, Georgia, and he will sit on this bench with the brother that he did not know he had, George Rucker, as he listened to stories about me from his brother that he did not know he had. And he would be moved and inspired by the work that I did when he walked through the house and saw the newspaper clippings about my accomplishments. He found me and my mother, his grandmother. Look at God. Let me share something with you. Don't give up. There's a reason that Paul said, pray unceasingly. Don't give up. The prayers will fortify you. Don't give up. Keep moving. Don't give up. Do as Mary McLeod Bethune would say, pray as if everything depends upon God. But work as if everything depends upon you. There's a destiny in you. There's a greater calling in you. There's a work for you to do. That's why you were chosen for this time in history. History is being read, but it's also being written by people like you. That's why you're listening to me. I guarantee you, nobody who went to a listening party are listening to me. I'm an old fuddy-duddy, old Uncle Tom. Ain't listening to me. No. But you are, because you and I are cut from the same cloth. You are, because we're branches of the same tree. You are, because what's in me is in you. The other thing that's major now is joy. And joy, the difference between, as we know, that the difference between joy and being happy is happenstance. It's due to the circumstances. But with joy, you can have joy in good situations and in bad situations. How is that possible? And I know that there's a part of us, that many of us, because we're so disconnected and so caught up in the world, that we neglect ourselves. Elsie Robinson said, things may happen around you and things may happen to you, but he said, and I think it's in alignment with what you said in this book, is what matters most is what happens in you. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about having joy in the midst of the storm. Mm.
There's a cute sign in our building that says, joy is not a destiny, it's a way of life.
Come on now. Don't come for me. I didn't call an Uber. Yes. Joy. Yeah. Say that again.
Joy is not a destiny, it's a way of life.
It's a way of life. Choose ye this day whom ye shall serve. You can get caught up in the stress, or you can choose the joy in the midst of the pain and turn it into purpose.
And so joy is the life within life. Joy is not an object you pick up and you put down. I don't even consider joy. Of course, there's many ways of expressing joy. There's the rah-rah, loud joy. And then there's the joy of life. What I envision in joy of life is where I am at 100% productivity. My mind, my heart, working together in harmony, all bells and whistles, all circuits are playing, and everything is working smoothly. In other words, I'm feeling the experience of the moment. It could be a painful moment. The more joy I have, the more I will feel the pain. Because I am sensitive, I'm open, I am alert. And so I'm totally aware of what's going on. Even the small bumps show up in my life. So I'm not looking for joy. It's not the destiny. Oh, have I been joyful lately? Joy is within everything you do. It's a part of the everyday life. And that is the lead up together. Once you have the calmness of the calmness of the peace, you can focus. You can stay focused. You're with me. Are you with me? You're focusing. Then you're bringing it all together in harmony. Here I am. I'm totally here for you. 100%. I'm here to serve.
You know, you've taken me to another place. It's the value of conversation. Because when you said joy is a way of life, what you're saying is joy not tested can't be trusted. It's easy to have joy if your bills are paid, you're not having any problems in your relationship, you have enough money in the bank. It's easy to have joy then because life be lifing. Stuff's going to happen. Things are going to happen to you. Things are going to happen to people that you care about. But when joy becomes a choice, choose ye this day whom ye shall serve. The highest that's within you or the lowest that's within you. When you have joy, the circumstances, the situations, the external things don't affect you because you're not living your life from the outside in. You're living your life from the inside out. And that's why that joy, as people observe you, that way of life that you have chosen, past all human understanding, is that how could he still be happy in the midst of this? Well, it might not make sense, but it does create joy when it's a way of life.
So anyone who wants to succeed, whatever we want to do, if you want to win the race, if you want to lift the weights, whatever you want to do, you have to open yourself up and allow for the muscles to work, for the joints to work, the mind and heart and all together, the opener to life. What's that oil that allows everything to work and grow is joy.
I've heard that joy takes the friction out of living.
Beautiful.
If you're just joining us, I'm talking to two individuals that I admire very much, and I wrote the foreword to this book. And if you're ready to have less stress in your life and being willing to learn a new way of life and how you live your life, to have more joy, to create and cultivate peace, harmony, and joy. This book is a blueprint on how to get there. You're gonna learn a lot of stuff. I mean, and what I realize is that reading is like going to see a movie that you've seen many times, like Forrest Gump. Every time I see it, I see some stuff that I didn't see before, and every time I read it, I see some stuff that I didn't see before. I mean, you guys, I told you earlier, this was a download, all right? And so I'm encouraging you to get this book. It's powerful. And not only for yourself, but get it for people that you care about. Get it for your family, for friends, for the people that you work with. Because as we look at where we are right now, we need the tools to help navigate this new space, this place where we are that we have never been before. And as bad as it looks, here's what I know. In the midst of a surgery, it looks like a murder, but on the other side is a healing. And when you have less stress, you can accelerate the healing because now you can use the tool of joy to connect with your family members and have more peace, the team and the people that you work with and your friends. And as you look at yourself, have more harmony within yourself and your relationships and be able to create joy in the midst of all these things that's going on right now.